channel. So today we'll be looking at PERC H700 RAID controllers and how to provision disks without the need to reboot a server to enter the RAID controller interface. It's totally fine to reboot a server, but in instances where you are running a production environment, it's sometimes not possible to reboot. The same does not apply to other RAID controllers, such as something like the Dell HBA330. If you insert a new disk into an HBA330, it will simply be added in a JBOD configuration and is presented to the host's OS. We don't have the same luxury with the PERC H700 controller, which ships with many of the older Dell PowerEdge servers, such as the Dell R710. I'll be showing you how to configure a new virtual disk using a tool called percli. You are required to create a virtual disk or VD in order to present the disk to the host's OS. You can use the same tool to interact with the HBA RAID controller if you do want to make changes, but the manual creation of a virtual disk is not required with this controller. percli is available for Linux and Windows. I'll be using a Linux host today for this demonstration. I've gone ahead and downloaded a copy from the Dell website. I'll provide the link and list of commands underneath the video. We are going to be adding either 1 or 2 disks to our Proxmox environment. Currently there are 3 disks being displayed by Proxmox, and now we need to bring the new disks into the UI so we can make use of them. The disks have already been inserted into the physical server. I'm going to start by copying percli from my machine to the Linux host, but you can use something like wget to download it directly to your host if you prefer. So we'll go over here to terminal and we will use scp to copy this from my machine to the remote host. And we'll just go ahead and place it in the home directory on the server. There we go. The file has been copied remotely to the server. Next we'll go ahead and SSH to the server so we can install the application. Okay, there we are. We're on the server. We'll go to the home directory and there we go. We can see the compressed percli archive. So first thing is we need to unpack the tar file. We'll go ahead and do that now. Okay, there we can see all the files in the directory. Next thing we have to do is install the package. We'll use dpackage for that. Sorry, dpackage -i. There we go, simple as 1, 2, 3. Next thing we do is move over to the directory where it has been installed to. By default it sits at opt megaraid percli. And there we can see the percli64 file. Next thing we do is run the application. You use // to run the applications on a Linux system. So we'll do // percli 64 show all, and that will list our RAID controller or RAID controllers depending on how many you have. On this server we have one RAID controller, and it is called CTL0 or C0. Next thing we do is we're going to interact with the controller and make it show us what disks are attached to the system. So again, we'll run ./perccli64 /C0, because this is our RAID 0 card, and show. Now here we go. It should show us all the disks that are currently in the machine. At the top here we've got current VDs configured. These are the virtual disks that are in the Proxmox server, and they've already been provisioned and presented to the OS. We can see they are in a RAID 0 config, and then down below here we see that there is a fourth disk which is currently not utilized. It's in the ugood status, and we now have to create a virtual disk for this specific hard drive, and as soon as we do that, it will be presented to the Proxmox UI. So we can see here this is disk 32.3, and we'll go down and create a virtual disk. So again, ./perccli64 /C0, because this is RAID controller 0, add VD for virtual disk, type equals RAID 0 to match the previous disks, and we're going to use drives equal 32 colon, what was it, 3. And there we have it. The VD has been created. If we go back to Proxmox here, as you can see, we had SDA, SDB, and SDC. And if we refresh this page, now we have SDD. That is all. Thank you very much.